Time to rock. Welcome to the channel, folks. Welcome to a midweek show here on the channel. Happy Rock and Roll Podcast Day. It's the second year our channel's been involved in the Happy Rock and Roll Podcast celebrations. There's a couple of people that we want to thank in particular for arranging that. If you have a look in the comments, I'll just put that banner up there. There's Rock Talk Studio. Go and check that out, please. Rick is the guy that's responsible for doing that, and Rick is responsible for reaching out to us last year and asking us, and along with a couple of other channels or podcasts, if they'd be interested in getting together individually and talking about what we do as podcasts and channels for a little while, and also take the opportunity to put the people that are celebrating this day, their channels on our social media links. So I'm going to do that. So if you give me a second, somewhere here, there it is. So these are the people that Rick has organized to celebrate this important day in rock and roll history. The Rock and Roll Autopsy, the unofficial Tedeschi Trucks podcast, All Day Vinyl, Rock and Roll Bedtime Stories, Songs That Don't Suck, Rock is Lit, Music Rewind Podcast, Set Lusting, Booked on Rock, our channel, The 5150 Show, Music Notes with Jess, Seeing Them Live, Loadout Music, Album Nerds, and Rick's channel, Rock Talk Studio. So my intention is to put if I get all of their YouTube links, I've asked for it, I'll attach them to the channel here for you to go and check out. And if you're familiar with what we do here, it's one thing that we like, isn't it? We like sharing and promoting other YouTubers on the channel. And that gives me an opportunity to remind you that we have a channels page here on our channel with our friends. If you're not on there and you want to be on there, let me know. Let the Rock Professor know. Let Brad know. And between the three of us, we'll get your channel up there. So I don't want to hang out here too long with you guys. And we appreciate you, if you're watching on a replay, taking some time out as ever in your schedules to check out what we have to say. It's always a pleasure and a humbling experience. I have to take this opportunity and thank the Rock Professor and wish the Rock Professor well. He's coming back when he gets his body fixed, and we look forward to that. I want to say thanks to Brad as well for giving up time in his busy schedule to get together and hang out with us on a weekly basis. And all the co-hosts, guest co-hosts who are very close to us, John, ZD351, Hugh, Jim, who've been on the channel, giving us a hand, and all the people who have hung out and guested with us as well. We also thank you for participating on the channel and talking about what today is all about. You know, rock and roll music. It's the big thing in our lives, isn't it? And it's an opportunity that we never fail to talk about here on the channel, what music means for us and what it has meant and what it continues to mean. We never get sick and tired of talking about that. So thank you, one and all. So there's a couple of things, that I'd like to talk about. And again, then there's no surprise here. If you're thinking of doing something similar to what we've been doing here on the channel for a couple of years, and anything that's similar to what these people are doing, the first ingredient that you have to have is the passion. You have to have the passion for doing this consistently, regularly. You have to have the passion for organizing it. You have to have the passion for subsidizing it, because it's going to be a cost on you, and that's a fact. So the passion that you have, if it's a music-based YouTube thing that you want to do, that's the key ingredient. If you've got that and you want to share that and participate in that, you'll do well. And something that we particularly enjoy doing here on this channel, talking about music. Some channel news. Next month on the channel, we're fortunate to have Pete Flynn come on. Pete was on the channel a couple of weeks ago with Richard Orlando, Bob, and Jeff, and who else was on? And Pete and myself. So we're lucky. We're going to get Pete on. Pete's coming on, and we're going to spend some time with Pete. Pete's going to talk about his tribute band that he's involved in. It's a Tom Petty tribute band called Petty Nation, and I've included that show card here on the channel and a link to his band. And I also think there's a Facebook link to what Bob's doing. Sorry, to what Pete's doing as well. So go and check that out. So we look forward to that. We're going to spend some time talking about his tribute band, Tom Petty in particular, and Mike Campbell, that kind of thing. We're going to talk about his business. Pete's been making pickups, notably recently for Joe Bonamassa. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And also we're going to talk about his album. And I've been lucky, he sent me samples, well, not samples, full songs of his upcoming album. I think I've got 3 of them. So it's well worth checking out. So we're going to talk about that for a couple of hours next month. We look forward to that. We've got some comments here. We've got Jimmy Ray and Guitar Talk Universe. Hey, Quentin, good to see you. Quentin, sorry I don't get sometimes an opportunity to do literally a physical shout out to you when we've got guests on and we're talking, but I do see your comments and we do appreciate you jumping on. And I'm going to take this opportunity while I'm here by myself, gas bagging, to thank you for jumping on as ever and being part of what we do here. And Jimmy Ray, thank you also for subscribing to the channel, supporting our channel financially. We appreciate that. Thank you. Every little bit helps. No worries. Love you, kids. Yeah. So if you guys haven't already picked up what I've been saying at the intro, today is International Rock and Roll Podcast Day. It's the 2nd year that our channel's been associated with that. Our good friend Rick from Rock Talk Studio there has been organising this, and these are all the channels that he's managed to get on that are going to be talking about that. So I suspect they'll be doing that tomorrow, because tomorrow is the day for you guys in the States. Something like that. So yeah. So the first thing we're talking about is the passion. You have to have the passion and the drive to do this. And the reason why I've said that a couple of times recently, you get talking to people when they say, oh, what do you do? What, and you say, oh, you're involved in the YouTube channel, and people think, oh, wow, and you talk a little bit more, and they say, oh, inevitably it gets to, oh, are you sponsored? And we say, no, we're not sponsored, but we do have people like us, ordinary folks, who are channel members, who do help subscribe financially to running the channel, because when you consider the monthly YouTube subscription and the StreamYard's subscription and what you get paid from YouTube, yeah. So you are doing this because of the love of the music, and we certainly are involved in that perspective. It's continuing, talking about this great music. Cream as an example, Eric Clapton, Led Zeppelin, talking about guitars. All these great things that, we've been talking about for years and years and years, and we still do. Never get sick and tired of it. In fact, I got the opportunity to talk to somebody through work, a young guy. He's a couple of years younger than me, who's taking guitar lessons, and he's just learnt power chords. So he's talking to me today about power chords, and just by doing those power chords, he can play along to some backing tracks. And he loves Thursdays, because Thursdays is the day where he goes for his guitar lesson. So when you're talking to people about this, it's like, wow, yeah, I dig it. Hey Tim, good to see you. It's been a long time no see. Thanks for jumping on. We're celebrating here on the channel, Tim, for a little while. It's called Happy Rock and Roll Podcast Day, and we're doing this in conjunction with some guys based in the States who will attach some links to. But there they are. I'm going to call them out again. Rock and Roll Autopsy, the unofficial Tedeschi Trucks podcast, All Day Vinyl, Rock and Roll Bedtime Stories, Songs That Don't Suck, Rock is Lit, Music Rewind Podcast, Set Lusting, Booked on Rock, yours truly, here we are, the 5150 show, Music Notes with Jess, Seeing Them Live, Load Out Music, Album Nerds, and our friend Rick from Rock Talk Studio. So clearly they're all passionate about rock and roll. So we've got Pete Flynn coming on. We're going to take advantage of our relationship with Pete Flynn to talk to him to see whether or not we might be able to, because he he made some pickups for Joe Bonamassa, and we're going to take advantage of our relationship, our friendship with Pete, and ask Pete if he can try and get Joe Bonamassa onto the channel, which would be great if we could. So cross fingers. We can only ask. It's either going to be yes or no, or yes or no. So we look forward to that. some other channel news that I found out, and this is legit. This is not one of those silly little things that you get in your Facebook feed every second day about some band doing a Netflix documentary or whatever, and you go and tap onto it and it's just some spam links. But Mojo magazine have reported that Fleetwood Mac in the middle. There's a documentary currently in the middle of production right now that's talking about Fleetwood Mac, and it's been backed by Apple TV. And it's the definitive documentary, and it's official. So we do look forward to that. And if you know anything about Mick Fleetwood, if it's official, Mick Fleetwood, in every discussion he holds or gives, goes to great lengths to talk about the band and how it started through Peter Green especially. And he talks about Danny Kerwin and Jeremy Spencer, that formative period when they were one of the greatest British electric blues bands ever. I did a quick video on the channel talking about his autobiography, and in Mick Fleetwood's autobiography, he devotes just about 3 chapters of his book to Peter Green. So we do look forward to that. And look, let's be fair. I love Rumours. I think Rumours it's an amazing album. It's one of those albums that I listen to many, many times during when it's summer. When I go away camping, it's one of those albums that are, that's always playing. Lindsey Buckingham is an exceptional guitar player and songwriter. And I think, we all know the background stories of the turmoil within the band when they wrote that album, and the turmoil that continued right through for 40 years or 50 years to the point where their recent tour, Stevie Nicks got rid of Buckingham, and so they brought in Neil Finn, another great New Zealander, and Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers, to take Lindsay's place. So there's always a drama around that band. Gretch Zeppelin. Hello, Andrew. Can't stay as tomorrow is a work day, but I'll be listening to send me off to Dreamland. Yeah, good to see you, Gretch Zeppelin. Thank you as ever, brother, for your support. You've been here right from the start. A lot of you guys have, and we're just repaying that back by celebrating Rock and Roll Podcast Day, and we'll attach the links of the people that have decided to jump on and support that. And I encourage you to, if it's something that you want to do too, get some friends together, or a couple of guys together, girls, if you want to talk about music, or music gear, albums, there's plenty of room on YouTube for that. But the prime motive always has to be, folks, your passion. It's got to begin with you, and it takes a bit of hard work, bit of dedication. But then, you get to meet some really cool people like you guys here, Gretch, Tim, and Quinton, and Jimmy Ray. I'm going to let you guys go. This was only a short stream. I'll attach those links. I've asked Rick. Some of those links I can't find to because I think they are proper podcasts that are, done on Spotify. They're not YouTube channels. So I'll endeavour to get those links and put them here on this video, and I'll attach them to some banners, and so that when we're doing these shows moving forward, we can at least help these other channels, these other podcasts, get some support, because it's just one sub can help a channel. Hey, Nelson Rodriguez, good to see you, brother. Thank you for supporting our channel, brother, not only just by jumping on, supporting us with comments, but also subscribing to the channel through our members only and helping, fund the channel. It's a big help. We do appreciate it, and it's never forgotten. So we do look forward to that Fleetwood Mac official documentary coming out. I'll keep you posted if I hear anything. If you guys hear anything, please let me know. If one thing I've realized doing this is that we can't assume somebody is going to get the information that you've got, because we're all busy. We're all looking at different feeds, and different algorithms are coming through on your YouTube channel or your Facebook or Instagram. So yeah, don't assume that somebody knows or is reading that same information as you are. I'll give an example. A couple of people assumed that I knew that Alex Van Halen was coming out with a biography. And I didn't know that until at least 24 hours after everybody else knew. So yeah, if you do find out any information about the documentary that's coming out on Apple TV, I'd appreciate it, because it's in our wheelhouse, as the Rock Professor says, and we'll promote it. It's what we do. Thanks, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for becoming channel members. If you want to become a channel member of the channel, we've got 3 levels. We do appreciate it if you want to support our channel. We don't ask that often. It's not what we're about here, but we do have that facility available. Maybe we should ask every now and again to remind people, yeah, if you want to do that, if you want to give us a super chat or anything like that, we'll appreciate that too. And we do have a merch store attached to the channel as well, and we're going to get some in the middle of doing some new designs as well, so that'll be cool. All right, thank you for watching. Be safe wherever you are, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time. Brad and I will be back here on the channel. We're going to talk about some Les Paul masters. When we say masters, we're going to talk about guys who've made that guitar there famous. The ones in particular that we've isolated to talk about on Sunday: Jimmy Page. Come on, Andrew. Jimmy Page, Peter Green, and this guy here, Paul Kossoff. We're going to talk about those guys, and we could have added another 50 more, but we'll pick 3. We'll talk about them, their influence, what we think of them, some crucial songs or riffs we think that you might need to check out. And the intention the week after is to talk about 3 modern Les Paul players and their influence. So yeah, look forward to that. Johnny Heartbreaker, thank you, brother, for hanging out with us. Nelson Rodriguez as well. You too, thank you for your membership subscriptions. Means a lot. Tim Thomas, as I say, bro, it's been a long time. Good to see you. It's always good to see the long lost brothers popping into the chat. Guitar Talk Universe, Quentin, thank you, bro, for hanging out with us. And if you're watching on a replay, we appreciate your support too. So God bless, and we'll see you in a couple of days. Cheers, Andrew.